Hi, welcome back to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Jeff Rappaport.
I am Matt Givens, co-host extraordinaire.
I'm Johnny Paoline, Mortal Decay, Chopcore, and Rivers of Ash.
All right. So, do you want to start the questioning out, Matt?
I have a few
Or you want me
questions. So you watch football, right, John? Here and there?
A little bit, yeah.
You know who Brett Favre is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's happened more often? Brett Favre changing his mind about being in football or not, or are you leaving and rejoining Mortal Decay?
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's I hear you. You know, there's reasoning behind that. I mean, like if you go back and put, I don't know, I'm pretty cool with all the Mortal guys now, and there was a little bit where we weren't, but
Yeah,
I don't want to say anything.
time and tide.
Right, I don't want to say anything to upset anyone, but if you go back and put the Mortal Decay interview part 1 in the Metal Rules, and you see a part where John's talking about me riding that roller coaster going up and down. I mean, I had several reasons. The main reason why I would even come back, in the mid-90s, my career spun off. You know, and I'm still riding that wave of my career. I couldn't do like extensive touring. That was one reason. There were some personal issues and mistreatments within the band that I never really cared for, but it is what it is, you know. And other things too. Like I wasn't really into the music much towards the end. A little like the technical stuff. I'm more into the moshing stuff.
Gotcha.
And I think in that same interview you said something that I looked like I wasn't into it when I would do the double sets at times.
Yeah. I remember
there were
right before you left to do Chopcore
Right.
full time.
Well, that was another thing too. I mean, Mortal was great and all. I mean, it was awesome. It still is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing that anyway. Mortal Decay put such a dent in my life. You know, just hey, buddy. Not just also not just musically, but personally too. I mean, I can't even tell you the effect Mortal had in my life. Even when I moved south, people recognized me from Mortal and stuff. But also, I mean, like, dude, Chopcore was my band. It was my baby. Right. You know, I was so into that band back then. And so that took a lot of the buzzkill away from me being immortal as well as all the other things,
Right.
So I don't know if that that's any reasoning behind it.
Sure.
But I mean, it sucks, and I know people say it all the time. I wish you were still with them and all that, and but
We have to evolve or die.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And nothing bad about them. I actually. Oops. I recently really got into cadaver art, dude. Like, I was stuck on that for about 3 weeks straight, listening to it over and over again. I mean, when it came out, my friend played it for me. I was down in Florida. And I'm like, yeah, it's sorry. Let's just put something else on, But, I'm all about the CD now.
I would agree. It's one that, like, you listen to it more, it soaks in more.
It's got a cute cover, too.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Forensic is still my favorite catalog, I have to say.
Oh.
That's one of those out of the park ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was really into it. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I saw John recently gave me a copy, and it's...
What's it like working with that guy? He's full of energy.
Who's that?
John.
Well, that's another thing too. Like, I know when they were upset and stuff with me through the years, me and John sat in kindergarten class together. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
I know. I've seen them get mad at people, make up again. I know someday if I was back here, we'd patch things up. We kind of just did. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just. I guess you could say when I moved in '05 and I split. I got out of the scene, got away from jamming, and I was a total. I guess I did a little bit of a dick move and fired a little shot up the East Coast at them that turned into a big, huge missile that I didn't want to turn in. So they wound up drinking the haterade on me for a couple of years. But it's cool. We're all friendly now, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do that serious band like they wanted back then.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I mean, hell, man, when I was that 15-year-old guy sitting on the wall at the Devon Mall with Exodus, Fabulous Disaster, my Walkman, my mullet grown out and flapping in the wind, waiting for my buddy Bill to come pick me up to be mall rats, dreaming of being in the band. It's what I wanted to do. It wasn't that I didn't want to do it. I just
Yeah.
I just
Real
couldn't.
life happens.
Yeah, real life happened. and all those other issues out there.
It seems like even they've kind of scaled that back a bit because if you look at their, they're currently looking for some members to fill out the roster, and even like the post John wrote says, there's not going to be any serious touring anytime soon. So I guess
Right.
maybe even they're kind of having to
Right.
scale it back a bit.
Well, we were talking about this off camera. People are getting older.
Exactly.
People can't. People have families and people have wives and
Right.
children and jobs that they can't leave for 3 months and
Right.
be like, I'm going on tour.
Well, that's
Is it all right with you, boss? No.
No, it's not.
Right.
Dude.
Yeah.
well, that's the reason what brought me back. I mean, I came back to New Jersey to tend to my parents, and I wasn't going to be back here for long. But I was just going to hang out till my pop was no more, and then I was going to go back down because I miss it. I loved it down there all the time. And I got a whole new life going for me down there.
Nice.
But I also had a kid myself, and I got a 15-month-old daughter now. So, and I mentioned earlier how Mortal Decay put such an impact on my life. I actually, met her mother through. We're not together any longer. We're just friends. We were always good friends, and I met her through the whole Mortal Decay crowd back when I was 17 years old. So, there's no escaping the Mortal Decay things. You get away from me wherever I went.
Get away from it. So, speaking of your, you were talking about your dedication to your dad, which is something I knew about from the Chopcore lyrics, actually, especially.
Right.
So you always put a lot of yourself in those lyrics, and into your stage persona too. And so, I want to elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Pretty much, dude. You're right. It's kind of like, like Jonathan Davis or even a rapper Eminem. Suicidal tendencies. I grew up listening to their lyrics. That's Chopcore was my therapy, dude. I mean, I don't believe in shrinks or any of that stuff. I don't think they work. I came from a pretty shitty divorce, broken family upbringing, so to speak. I know a lot of people have it worse, but I had some pretty shit. But so I just picked up the pen and I took it out, and I couldn't do that in Mortal Decay. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was able to do that in Chopcore, and that was my release. That was my way I escaped from all that, and I guess that's why I was more always into the Chopcore thing. And I don't like to get pissed off and upset with people, so I just would take a couple minutes and take it off right before I go on stage and go ballistic. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely my therapy, dude, and that's why I love that band.
Yeah. Well, me too.
You're our band. Now, if you want to say that,
Absolutely.
Because Matt's jamming with Chopcore now.
Full disclosure.
Yeah.
Conflict of interest, whatever. No, you were always one of my favorite frontmen for that reason, especially that you would put it all, just leave it all on stage, pretty much.
He had a poster of you in his room.
I did, and it may have some mysterious stains on it.
Yes.
Well, you too, dude. I mean, I always enjoyed your stage presence.
Thank you.
And I was just like I said, when I saw you, I was saying it earlier, when I saw you first play Circle of Fear, you showed up, got on stage for a song hit, and he turns around, he's got all these Circle of Fear stickers on his face. I'm like,
What
that's
were you portraying
brilliant.
there?
I was just,
I'm like, why didn't I think of that? That's awesome.
My favorite thing I ever did is somewhere in North Jersey, I forget where it was. I brought some Saran wrap with me and just put a bunch of packets of ketchup in it and just wrapped around my head, and then I put the hole in the mouth so I could breathe. That was cool, but I couldn't see shit and it was really hot. So I only did that once. But it was fun.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you too, man. You too, absolutely.
Good stuff.
Let's
talk a little bit about. We're going to stay on the Chopcore thing. Sorry, most of my questions are about.
No,
we can talk about other things later if you want. It strikes me now because I've been listening to the CDs a lot lately. Obviously, trying to get familiar with the stuff. In a lot of ways, you guys were way ahead of your time because now the in thing to do is to combine death metal and hardcore. You know what I mean? A lot of bands are doing that, the whole deathcore scene and all that stuff. And you get nobody was really doing that at the time. Especially when you started bringing the growly vocals.
Right.
After in the later times after Brian had joined.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how did that occur to you to do that? Because like I said, nobody was really doing that at the time.
Well, I remember sitting in my room too. It was right during the Chopcore years, and one of the newer Deicides came out. I forget which one it was. Interserial, whatever one.
Incinerate Him?
Yeah, that one came out. I'm jamming out to him, like, man, imagine this kind of music with just a hardcore singer, singing on it. So, I can't. that would be pretty cool. But I mean, it's just, I mean, they were my two voices that I had. It would have been just cool to combine the two and see what I came up with. And now my current project, the Rivers of Ash thing, I do all my vocals from all the bands I was in. I do Chopcore, you know, I do the more Decay voice, I do my mellows, I do my scratchies, all kinds of stuff. It's like all the vocals I had mixed into a blender and all my bands. So, you know.
Works well.
But yeah, I guess I just thought about, you know, I used to do it and I thought I had a decent voice for it, so why not try bringing in some of the hardcore stuff, you know.
Right. It just seems like, you know, everybody's doing that now. All of a sudden, it was like, you know, Chopcore was doing this a decade ago. Come on. But on that note, I think we have to take a break. And we'll see you at part 2. Just stop that.